Hey everybody, what's up? It's 1987 Mastermind. You know who I am. You know who you are. What's going on, everybody? I haven't done that in a long time. Anyways, to all my YouTube friends out there, I hope you're enjoying your holiday this year. And look, there's a lot of trouble around this world, so let's shoot you guys up with. I hope for those for those who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to those people who celebrate Christmas, and for those like me who's Jewish, you can tell, who celebrate Hanukkah, or if you're religious, you say Hanukkah. Uh, Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate that holiday, which is me. It's currently the fifth night, so it's pretty nice that everybody says it feels it's cool. Everybody has something to celebrate this year. I mean, usually Hanukkah and Christmas don't fall out on the same day. Usually like Hanukkah's earlier. I'll say Hanukkah, so that's the way I pronounce it. Oh, obviously because I'm Jewish and religious. So, anyways, it's just that most years that Hanukkah's later. I mean earlier. Than the Christmas. You know what I mean? Christmas is usually later. Hanukkah's usually around the 15th or the 10th or the 8th or the 9th or the 11th, around that date. But it's pretty cool to see, like, I was lighting the menorah and you're seeing the, Christmas lights. Just seeing that everybody's, like, celebrating something. Everybody's happy. Everybody's content. So to all those, regardless, whether you be Nintendo crazy fanboys or it's my fellow Sony fanboy friends, whether, and to everybody, have a happy and healthy, safe holidays. Hope everything goes well for everybody. Hope you enjoy. Not that, I know I spent almost 2 minutes wishing you guys happy holidays, but yeah, but this is not what the video is about. This video is about Zelda and motion controls. I really wanted to get into this, and because there were some YouTube guys out there, Nintendo people, were talking about how Zelda. I mean, I think fanboys, in my opinion, that are just crazed obsessed with Nintendo, and they'll defend it no matter what. It's as if they have like a stock and they have something invested in Nintendo. I mean, you know what I mean? But this is not what the video is about. Anyways, you know who they are, so they're all saying, oh, that the motion controls are perfect most of the time, and it's rewarding. And to an extent, they're correct. I mean, the controls do work, I would say, about 60 to 70% of the time. Okay, I have the game, so no one's saying anything right here. Okay, but it doesn't work 100% of the time. I think to say it's one of the best Zelda games ever is ridiculous. It's insane. It's not the best Zelda game ever, in my opinion. The best Zelda game ever is Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Now, I think I'll make a different video. The reason why I'm making so many videos about Skyward Sword is because I'm a huge Zelda fan. I've always been a Zelda fan, and I'm just being honest right here. And I'm not trying to be a fanboyish. Everybody knows I prefer Sony. I'll be honest. It's the console I prefer to have. And they know that. But Zelda is probably one of my favorite franchises in gaming. In gaming. I love Zelda. And this is my honest opinion. It is not the best. So far, it's not the best Zelda game ever. It isn't. There's no way that it's better than Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, in my opinion. But that's not what the video is about. Motion controls. Now, let me give you a perfect example of why they don't work. Now, I guess you could call this a motion control slash deeper impressions. Like, I'm going to really talk about the game because I just want to lay out a few things, and I'll ultimately do a better, review. But the thing is, a lot of times, for instance, one of the bosses is Stalfos. That's twice, by the way, which is a big mistake. And I'll talk about that in a review, probably. Definitely going to mention about that. He has his sword going this way. See if I can show it like this in the video. He has it left. The opening is left. A lot of times, when you try to slash it left, it doesn't go left. He slashes the other way. You know what I mean? And it doesn't work. A lot of the times, it doesn't slash where you use your Wiimote. If it goes this way, it doesn't always go this way on screen. It doesn't respond that way a lot of the times. A lot of times when you're trying to use a forward strike to go straight, because for the BMOs you have to kill them by using Wiimote going this way, right? It's just easier just to show you, like this, like that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it doesn't work. It slashes down this way, and this flying in this game is horrendous. A lot of the times when you're going this way, you're trying to go straight. You turn around. You turn this way instead of going straight. And that is frustrating to me. It really is. And one of the things that I have to talk about is that the combat system in this game it can be rewarding at times. Like when you figure out how to use the Wiimote, it is very rewarding. But the combat in this game is shallow and limited. Because, and I'll give credit to DSP obviously, because he's the one who's mentioned this. And as I've been further playing into this game, getting deeper, I just defeated the fourth temple, which is the Ancient Cistern. So I just beat that temple. I beat the boss, which was it was pathetic. A lot of the bosses in this game are extremely easy, no challenge at all. Anyways, but that's not what I'm trying to talk about. But you could get out of a fight by just waggling your Wiimote. You don't even have to use the Wiimote. You don't have to use the Wiimote the way they intended to. The way they intended to was like, if the guy has his swords like this, you have to slice straight down, or straight this way, you have to do it this way, or this way, you have to do it this way. You know, and you could just waggle your way out of a fight. Like when I fought the Stalfos, that was the second boss to the. For those who didn't play the game, don't watch this, please, because it's going to be spoilers. Anyways, all you have to do is go like this, and the boss is dead. That's not called using Wii Motion Plus. You don't have to. All you got to do is just waggle the remote, and that's what I found. I didn't have to really, put any effort or use strategy with the Wiimote at all. So I would say also that the combat is very shallow in this game, very shallow, because they have one little attack with their sword or something like that, and all they're doing is this. All you have to do. That's all the combat is. That's ridiculous, and after a while, that gets boring and repetitive. And then the fourth boss of the game was the most easiest boss. All you had to do was get out of the way, use your it was sort of like a thing that Batman uses, the claw, and it grabs onto things. That's one of the weapons you get in the game. All you gotta do is pull down the guy's arms, and then slash him when he opens up his belly, the red orb in the middle, and then the second part of the boss is when he starts moving around, and you could actually take that sword. It takes 5 seconds, bang, 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 and then you hit the red orb, and he's dead. No Wii Motion Plus there. I mean, if they were talking about Wii Motion Plus, that was the main, selling point of Zelda Skyward Sword, right over here. You know what I mean? That was the main selling point, and a lot of times, I mean, a good majority of the times you do need to give credit. I'm just saying there are instances. It's not perfect. That's what I'm trying to say. It's very good, and it's probably one of the best motion control games that are out there, probably. And it's a great Zelda game. But it's your typical Zelda. They didn't do anything to innovate it per se. Like it's still the same formula of Zelda, where you're finding keys, solving puzzles, opening up doors, accessing new areas with a new item of the dungeon, and beating a boss. That's the same thing. The only game that really innovated this series, I'm not going to conclude Wind Waker because I never played it. I probably will eventually get it because I have the old Wii where it's backwards compatible to the GameCube, so I'll eventually pick that up. Wind Waker. I'm sure they have it in one of the GameStops, but Majora's Mask, because, you know what I mean? The fact that everything was running on time and the side quests were deep and rich in this game, really, 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 actually, interesting to go through. You know what I mean? Like the cafe quest. I didn't actually do it, but I watched the Let's Plays of Breaking NCS do it, so I watched Nintendo Grippy Son do that, so I know what it, I mean, I wish that more Zelda games would do that, and the fact that you get to use these masks for these dungeons is really cool and different and unique. Usually it's an item or something, but this they implement all the masks into the dungeons, which I think is really cool. And the fact you get to collect these masks, and this game has the most side quests. I mean, Majora's Mask has the most side. Everything's revolved around time about what's going to happen in 3 days. So that really I think Majora's Mask sets apart all the Zelda games, in my opinion. But the motion controls don't work a lot of the times. The combat is very shallow because all the enemies do, besides the one little attack, like the Lizaflows, they hit you with their tail or something like that, or I forgot what the other enemies called. They look at these weird dinosaur thingies, whatever. Not the Lizaflow, the other type of enemy, whatever. Anyway, all they do is they hit you with your sword, and that's it. They have one attack. These enemies have 1 or 2 attacks. I wish they would just make more of a dynamic combat system, more deeper and a richer combat system, more rewarding too. Combat system, and the motion controls just a lot of the times you don't have to use the motion controls. A lot of times all you do is wag your controller out of a fight. And the bosses in this game, besides the first boss, I'm not talking about the first boss is one of the most challenging bosses where you actually really had to use the motion controls. They should have had more bosses like the first boss. They went way off the beaten path. They should have had more boss fights like the first one. Now look, I don't know. This is not a full review of the game. Okay, I got to do a full review, and I'm hoping to make it at least 20 minutes. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But, you know, the motion controls, for the most part, they do work. But a lot of the times, they don't. And for anybody to give this a game a 10, like DSP said, is ridiculous. It doesn't deserve a 10. 8.5, an 8.7. That's probably what I'm going to end up giving it. But we'll see. I have to beat the game, obviously. But I just had to get that out. A lot of guys say, oh, best Zelda game ever. Oh, best Zelda game. Oh, best. The motion controls that work perfect. They don't. They don't. If you play this game, if you're honest, intellectually honest, which is Nintendo fans, these Nintendo fans, they'll defend the Nintendo till the day they die. And a lot of these Xbox and Sony people are like that too. I mean, instead of giving a fair and honest opinion and criticizing, like you see me personally, Uncharted. I was the biggest Sony fanboy. I give Uncharted 3 Game of the Year. It's not Game of the Year to me. Game of the Year to me is this one right here, Skyrim, baby. This is my favorite game, and that's a multi-plat, non-exclusive. This goes to show you I'm not a fanboy. But that's not what this video is about. Tell me what you think, for those of you guys who have played Zelda. And, you know, I'm not the only one who said this. I have noticed a number of people on YouTube say the same exact thing. The motion controls are not perfect. A lot of the times, they suck. A lot of times, it's annoying and tedious for the wrong reasons. In other words, it's not responsive. Not that you screwed up. Sometimes you mess up, like you do the wrong thing. I don't mind that, because I made the mistake, and the next time, I'll correct it. So guys, tell me what you think in the comments, if you guys dare to comment. This is my, my 2 cents about the motion controls in Zelda. So I hope again, before I end this video, which is kind of long enough, I think, have a safe and happy, healthy holidays, and take care, people. Hope you guys enjoy your holiday. All right? Take it easy, my friend.